Why are we not trying to read it as much as possible? Why are we not trying to understand it as much as possible? There's so much in there, and it's inspiring to me, for example, when I go and visit my shuyukh and I see that they're in their 70s, in their 80s, and they still read the Quran every day. I remember I had a sheikh, well, I have a sheikh still, he's still alive, may Allah give him a long life, Sheikh Muhammad al-Makki Niass, and he's the son of Sheikh Ibrahim Niass, one of the greatest scholars in West Africa. He used to spend a lot of time in England, so anytime he was in England, I would be with him. And one time we were traveling from England to Paris, and we were on the Eurostar. And so he pulls out his phone, his like Android, and the whole trip on the train, the Eurostar train from London to Paris, he's just reading the Quran, reading the Quran, reading the Quran. And this man is in his late 70s, reading the Quran until we get to Paris. So I asked him, because I heard that his father used to read a khatam of Quran twice a week. So he would read the entire Quran from Saturday to Friday during the day, and then in night, whatever he read during the day, he'd recite it in Taraweeh at night. So I said to him, do you read the Quran in the same way over 7 days that your father did? And he says, no. So in my head, I'm thinking, yeah, he must do less. And he said, I read it in 6 days. Because Friday is a busy day for me. I have a lot of guests, so I can't read the same amount of Quran on Fridays as I do on other days. So he says, I start on Saturday, I read 5 juz. Sunday, I read 5 juz. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I finish the Quran on Thursday, and I chill on Friday, and then I come back to it on Saturday.
Subhanallah.
These are the people I grew up around, and seeing them still obsessed with the Quran, still reading it, still extrapolating knowledge from it. From that story, recently, I went to Nigeria, and I saw his younger brother, Sheikh Abdul Ahad. So I was talking to him about the Quran, because he had his book. They have like even copies of the Quran that split in 7 parts, so they can just read the part every day. So I was asking him about his Quran, and he says same thing. He does it the way his father did it every week. He says, but when I was younger, he said, I used to just read it, and I'd read it quickly. He says, now I struggle to do my khatam, because I'll start reading, and then I'll come across an ayah, and then I'll pause, and I'll be reflecting. And new meanings will be coming to me, and new understandings will be coming to me. And he's been doing this for over 40 years. He's been reading the same Quran again and again, from the time he memorized it when he was an early teen up until now he's in his 60s. He's still reading the Quran every week. And every week he's saying he's learning something new. He's drawing some kind of benefit from the Quran. So if that's the case, the path to knowledge, I think, never ends. Like just me, for example, I started studying early. So I started studying the Quran properly when I was like 15. And then studying the Arabic language when I was around 17. Traveling to Mauritania, to Senegal, to Gambia to sit with the ulama properly when I was like 18, throughout college and throughout my masters, to the point where 5 years ago I decided I'm going to move to Egypt and study full time. I just take breaks to go on tour and write books and do all this other stuff, but my main thing is I study, right? So for most people, when they go to study in like a traditional Islamic institution or whatever, it's a 4-year degree program. They finish the 4 years, they come back and they put mufti or sheikh or imam in front of their name. They get a job in a masjid or some institute, they start teaching, and khalas. So people keep asking me, because I've been there for 5 years, when are you coming back? When are you coming back? In my head, I'm like, bro, I don't think I'm coming back, man. Because every time I learn, every time I study, I realize there's so much more to learn. There's so much more to know. There's so much more that I can do. And so the only time when I take a break from studying is when I'm out either teaching, because that's also an obligation upon me as someone who knows something. One of my teachers said to me, he said, you'll never be the most knowledgeable person in the world. There's always going to be someone that's more knowledgeable than you. But there's always going to be there's always going to be people who you have more knowledge than. He said, so when you meet people who have more knowledge than you learn from them. But when you meet people who have less knowledge than you, they should learn from you.